Good evening, everybody. My name is Muriel Bowser. I am the mayor of Washington, D.C. Today, we are here in our city's Reeves Center to brief you on the status of our response to the blizzard of 2016 and our snow operations. Since 1 p.m. yesterday, we've seen about 20 inches of snow fall in our city, and the storm is not done yet. In fact, in the last 2 hours, we have seen snow pick up as well as winds pick up. We know that it is very rough outside, and in some cases, there have been reports of whiteout conditions for the past 2 hours. Visibility is extremely poor. For the next few hours, we continue to be told that the snow will be heavy with the highest wind gusts of the entire storm. And it continues to be a dangerous storm. The forecast suggests that the snow will wrap up late tonight or in the very early hours of this morning, but it doesn't make it any less dangerous. We expect continued high winds throughout the area, which will continue to make the conditions and visibility very poor. We want drivers to stay off the road. We also want pedestrians to stay off the road. Today, many of us encountered people walking down the middle of streets. Our plows encountered them, as well as our emergency vehicles. We can't emphasize enough that people need to stay off the streets for their own safety and for that of our snow crews and first responders. We've had a lot of snowfall over the last 36 hours. And tonight, as that snow ends, we will shift into another phase of our operation, which Mr. Gelthardt, Director Gelthardt, will tell you about. Many people have been shoveling all day today, and we remind everybody to shovel as you are able, to be careful and follow all of the healthy shoveling tips. We are also being inundated by calls from D.C. residents who need help shoveling. We have put together a volunteer database, but I will say that the request for shoveling exceeds the volunteers. So if you are able to help a neighbor, please do so. If you need us to provide you with a couple of addresses, we'd like you to go to snow.dc.gov to do exactly that. As people get out and about, the need to shovel walks becomes even more important. So let me turn to Director Gelthardt, who will provide an additional operational briefing.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I am Chris Gellert, the Director of DC's Homeland Security and Emergency Management Agency, and we'll cover now a little bit of where we are in our phases of operation. As everybody knows, we started Wednesday about noontime with our preparatory phases and our pre-treatment phases. We carried that all the way through to our emergency phase where we are now, when we had the snow start to pick up and outpaced our ability to keep up with salt and chemicals. We are going to continue that phase through this evening until the snow gets to a point where we can keep up and get ahead of it, and the snow ceases. And that's when we'll move into the next phase of operations, which will be our post-storm response. That post-storm response, as we have said to many people, we're going to need to do a good assessment on that. Right now, with the wind blowing the way it is and the amount of snow that's coming down, that's a hard assessment for us to do, to say how long, what is it going to take for us to clear everything on the roads. As it is right now in the different sections of the city, we have different snow total amounts, and it's, as you can imagine, very difficult to determine with the way that the wind is blowing exactly how much snow we have in certain areas. So we're going to be doing a real hard assessment once the storm ends. We're going to continue to plow through that assessment, but we're going to do a good hard assessment at that point and make some determinations of what it's going to take and how long it's going to take for us to get through and clean the storm up. We'll also be starting our recovery phase at that point. As soon as we get through that assessment, and we're going to continue to plow, we will start to do some of the picking up of the snow and hauling of the snow as we do that. So you'll see the last two phases go in tandem, and then the recovery phase, of course, will go beyond our plowing phase. So that's what we've got coming up. I do want to reiterate what Mayor Bowser said earlier. It did look like it was clearing up earlier today, and we did say that we still are in our emergent phase. We ended up having periods of time where we were back up to 2 inches of snow falling per hour just over the last 2 to 2.5 hours. With the wind blowing like it is, we can't encourage residents enough, please. We're still in that emergent phase. We're still in the middle of the storm. We really need folks to stay off the streets. The other thing we want to make sure we cover, we have our emergency services that are going out there, and as we're going through this emergent phase, we have managed to maintain very good response times. We've been able to respond to those calls for service almost right at the same levels when we don't have snow. So we've been very successful in doing that. However, we want to make sure the residents understand that we still are in this phase. To that end, I think Chief Dean would like to talk a little bit about how we want to watch for how we're doing with our ambulances. Chief?
So what we're asking is for our citizens to recognize that we only have a limited number of ambulances to transport, and we would ask that if you have a low acuity type emergency, that if you can wait to make the call so that we can make sure we're available for the higher acuity type calls. So we would appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, also during this time, as you know, we have large snow banks on the sides of the roads. Many other jurisdictions are doing this, and we'd ask the residents here to do as well. As you're shoveling out and as you're doing that cleaning up around the front of your homes, to give us a hand and clean up around the fire hydrants that are out there as well. So if you are out there and you are shoveling, and when you start to shovel, if you can clean those up, that would be very helpful as well. That's all that I have. I'll take some questions.
Are you able to determine yet what parts of the city might be hardest hit and where it needs the most help at this point?
At this time, what we've got from National Weather and from just our folks being out on the street, our upper northwest side of the city, that's gotten probably the most snow at this time. Yes, sir.
I see a Metro representative here. Is there any idea as to when the trains and buses will resume operations?
Sam, we're going to be making those assessments tomorrow in coordination with the jurisdictions. We're obviously operating around the clock. There are Metro crews, a small army of Metro crews out and about today, clearing snow from 130 miles of above ground track, all of our yards. As you know, we've stored about 350 rail cars in tunnels to protect them. By tomorrow afternoon, we should be in a position to know what level of service we'll be able to provide. Our goal is to get service restored as quickly and safely as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you expect businesses to be open on Monday?
It's going to be a big cleanup day tomorrow. I think a lot of people are going to do assessments like we are, whether their businesses will be able to open on Monday or not. We all want the city to be open as soon as possible. That's something we all share. I have children. I want them to go back to school. So we all do want the city to be back open, and I think we're all going to work very hard towards that.
Mayor Bowser, at risk of being redundant.
One second. Yep. I'll get back to you.
New York ended up doing some form of travel ban. Did you guys have the authority to do that? You mentioned, Mayor, that there were ambulances and other things that were encountering the people in the roads, the cars in the roads. Did you have authority to do anything else about that, or any other second thoughts on that?
I don't have second thoughts about it. We want our community to heed our recommendations and concerns and get off the road. But more than that, we cannot afford to divert our emergency services, especially our police, to police the travel ban. And so we have said in no uncertain terms that you don't need to be on the roads. And by and large, people are complying with that. We saw it today where it got, at least it was brighter outside. It didn't ever really get warm, but we saw people coming out. They may have the temptation to do that tomorrow too. We really need access to the roads for the amount of equipment that we'll have in the roads.
We're expecting everything to ice over tonight. How are you preparing for that?
So our cleanup efforts are continuous. We're going to continue to plow the roads. Tonight, the cold temperatures There are very few roads where we're seeing pavement right now, so icing is not so much a concern because we do have the snow pack that's on there. As we go through this event, though, we have several days where it'll warm up in the day and go down below freezing at night. So we're going to continue to work the snow. We're going to continue to do everything we can do to clear the roads. Yes, sir.
So I know you kind of talked about this in the stages of your response, but what do you say to citizens as far as when they can expect to see the side streets, see some plows, and see some clearing in the neighborhoods on the smaller roads?
Yeah, we have to do an assessment. We really do. I mean, we have been working this storm for the last 36 hours. A lot of wind still to have happen. We're going to have wind through tomorrow and start to subside maybe tomorrow evening, as we were just briefed. So we really have to do a hard assessment on that. We want the roads cleared as soon as possible, and we're going to be doing everything we can to get there.
Could I ask, at some point we're going to get to where people are clearing out their cars and digging out their cars, and we get to the time-honored tradition of saving our parking spaces. Could you talk to us about the legality of that and just your thoughts on whether or not people should be saving parking spaces once they dig out? Chief Lanier will take this bullet.
We ask people to try and be as considerate of their neighbors as possible. No one owns their parking space. And we always have just a few, but there is always a few disputes over people trying to save their spaces. So just try and be considerate and realize that nobody really owns that space. And when people try and start saving their space, we start to see a little tensions flare up between neighbors. So nobody does have the legal right to save their own space along public streets. So keep that in mind. As tempting as it is, once you dig your car out, when you pull out, that space can be taken by someone else.
I think that's it.
When will we know about schools for Monday?
So again, big storm. And you can just take a look at what we have out there on the ground right now, how cars are buried, how as the plows are going by, what that's creating. We have no decision on schools right now. We will be looking at that. I know the mayor is definitely going to want to look at that, and I don't know if you want to say anything.
Sure. This is what we think. We think we're hoping that snow ends as forecasted tonight. We'll start evaluation then. Sun comes up tomorrow, daylight. We'll have some more time. And then once we have some resources on the street in the daylight hours, then we'll even have a better assessment. So I'm hopeful that we will be able to make a decision about schools by late afternoon into early evening. Tomorrow, Sunday.
And then, Mayor, can I ask you, DPW...
Got that?
DPW has issued more than $750,000 in tickets for people parked in snow emergency routes. Some people on social media and Twitter think that's a lot of money. A lot of people might have been caught off guard or, can't get their cars off. You want to comment on just both the amount of money? I mean, more than you probably hit $1 million by the time this is over.
Well, I would have hoped that we didn't collect any money, Mark. That would have been my great hope, because what that would mean is that people heeded to the snow emergency. The snow emergency, we gave, I think, almost 24 hours notice that a snow emergency would go into effect at 9:30 a.m. following the rush hour on Friday. We were very, very clear about that. We've spent the last 2 days talking about when we're going to be able to clear the roads. We can't clear the roads if there are cars parked in the snow emergency route. So let me remind everybody, the snow emergency is still in effect. If your car is in a snow emergency route, it will be ticketed and it will be towed. We're not interested in our interest is in our public safety, being able to move our first responders and getting the city back open. And those snow emergency routes are critical to that process. Got it? All right. Thanks, everybody. And so we expect to be able to brief you tomorrow, I think same time, at 10 a.m. Thanks.